Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Everyday English Practice Podcast. We are so happy you're here with us today. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack.
If you are new here, this is the place where we make English simple, practical, and a little bit fun too.
Before we start, don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us continue making these lessons for you.
And today's episode is actually very interesting because the topic looks easy.
Yes, it looks simple, but many English learners still make small mistakes with it.
Exactly. Today, we are talking about 4 tiny words: this, that, these, and those.
4 very small words, but very powerful in everyday English.
But before we start the lesson, Emma, how was your weekend? Oh, my weekend was actually very nice. I went to a small cafe near my house.
This cafe?
Yes, this cafe near my street.
Ah, I see what you did there. You already used the word this.
Exactly. And if I say that cafe, it suddenly feels a little different.
Yes, and that difference is exactly what we are going to talk about today.
You see, these words are everywhere in daily conversation.
When you go shopping,
When you talk about objects,
when you point at something.
even when you talk about ideas.
So today, we will help you understand when to use this, when to use that, when to use these, when to use those, and when to use the.
Yes, we are also adding the because many beginners confuse it with these words.
And don't worry, we will explain everything slowly with examples, daily conversation, small corrections, and maybe a little fun too.
All right, let's start very simple. What is this?
This is used for one thing that is close to you.
Exactly, one thing close to you.
For example, imagine I am holding a pen.
So I say, this pen is blue
Good. Why do you use this?
because the pen is near me. I can touch it.
Perfect.
So remember this simple rule. This equals singular plus near.
Now, let's change the situation. Imagine the pen is on the other side of the room, far from you.
Then I say, that pen is blue.
Good.
So now we have another rule. That equals singular plus far.
Now let's talk about plural nouns. If I have 2 pens in my hand, what do I say?
These pens are blue.
Correct.
Why these?
Because it is plural and the pens are near me.
Perfect. Now imagine the pens are far away on the other side of the room.
Then you say, those pens are blue.
Excellent. So let's make the rule very clear. This equals one thing near. That equals one thing far. These equals many things near. Those equals many things far.
It sounds easy.
Yes, it really is easy, but many learners still say things like this pens or that shoes.
Yes, and those sentences are wrong because this and that are singular.
Let's practice with real-life situations. Imagine you are in a clothing shop. You pick up one shirt. What do you say?
How much is this shirt?
Good. Now imagine the shirt is hanging on the wall far from you. What do you say?
What is that shirt?
Perfect. Now imagine you are holding 3 shirts in your hands.
How much are these shirts?
Exactly. And if the shirts are on another rack across the store?
How much are those shirts?
Very good. Now let's make things a little more interesting. Sometimes we use this and that not only for objects, but also for situations.
Yes, for example, this is amazing.
When do we say that?
We say this is amazing when something is happening right now and we are experiencing it.
Exactly. Now what about that was amazing?
That usually refers to something in the past.
Exactly. So sometimes this can refer to the present, that can refer to the past.
Now let's talk about pronunciation. Many learners say, dis and that.
Yes, but the correct pronunciation is this and that. You place your tongue gently between your teeth.
Very gently.
Don't bite it, just let the air pass through.
This, that.
Now, before we go deeper, let me ask you something. When you are watching this episode, are you watching it on your phone or your laptop?
Good question. If the phone is in your hand, you can say, this phone is small.
And if your old phone is on the table, far away, you can say, that phone is slow. You see how natural it is?
Yes, you already use these words every day without thinking about them.
Now, let's slowly move toward another word that confuses learners, the. Many students ask, what is the difference between this and the?
Yes, that question is very common. The word the does not show distance. It simply shows that both people already know which thing we are talking about.
For example, close the door. Which door?
The door in this room.
Exactly. We don't need to say this door because both people understand which door we mean.
Now let's talk about something more interesting. Sometimes the difference between this and that is not about physical distance.
Sometimes it is about emotional distance.
Yes, emotional distance.
For example, imagine you love your job. You might say, I love this job because it feels close and personal to you.
But if you hate your job, you might say, I hate that job.
Even though you still work there.
Exactly.
The job is not physically far, but emotionally you want distance from it.
So sometimes that creates emotional distance.
And that is a very important point. Now, imagine someone says something strange. You might respond, what is this?
That sounds curious.
Yes, curious, confused, maybe even a little surprised. But if you say, what was that? That feels different.
Maybe you're shocked. Maybe you're angry. Or maybe you didn't hear clearly.
Exactly. So these words also express feelings. Now let's talk about introductions. When you introduce someone standing next to you, you say, this is my friend Sarah.
Not, that is my friend Sarah.
Exactly, because the person is near you. And how about you on the phone? If Sarah is standing next to you and you give the phone to her, you still say, this is Sarah.
Even though the listener is far away.
Exactly, because Sarah is near you.
And that is how natural English works.
And that is the foundation we need before we move to the next part. Now, let's continue and move into the deeper and more interesting part of this topic. Because in real life, English is not always about physical distance. Sometimes it's about emotional distance. Sometimes it's about mental connection. And sometimes it's about attitude. That sounds interesting. It really is. Let's imagine something simple. You are talking about your job. If you love your job, you might say, I love this job. Yes, this feels close and personal. But if you are frustrated, you might say, I hate that job, even though you still work there. Exactly. The job hasn't changed location, but your feeling toward it has changed. So that creates emotional distance. Now, let's try another example. Imagine someone says something strange. You reply, what is this? That sounds curious or confused. But if you say, what was that? It can sound shocked or annoyed or surprised. Yes, the feeling is different. Now let's talk about something very common in introductions. When you introduce someone next to you, you say, this is my friend Sarah. But after you introduce the person, you do not keep saying this. Exactly. Many learners make this mistake. They say, this is my brother. This is tall. But that sentence is wrong. Correct sentence, this is my brother. He is tall. Yes, this introduces, he continues the sentence. Now let's talk about these and those in everyday conversation. Imagine you are eating cookies. You taste one and say, "These cookies are delicious," because you are holding them. Exactly. But later, when you remember cookies from yesterday, you might say, "Those cookies were amazing," because they are not here now. Yes, so those can also refer to things in the past. Now let's talk about a tricky difference, this versus it. Many learners confuse these two. For example, "This is my bag." Correct. After that, you say, "It is very heavy," not "This is very heavy." Exactly. This introduces the object. It continues the description. Let's try another example. You pick up a phone and ask, "Is this yours?" After the person says yes, you say, "It was on the table," not "This was on the table." Correct. Now let's practice a small, natural conversation. "Hey, can you pass me that book?" "Which one?" "That blue book near the window." "Oh, this one?" "No, not that one. The one next to it." "Ah, this blue one?" "Yes, that one." You see, even native speakers get confused sometimes. Yes, because context matters. Now let's talk about something deeper. We often use this when we are about to explain something important. For example, "Listen to this," very common. Or, "Let me tell you this." It means something important is coming next. Exactly. And after explaining something, we often use that. For example, "And that is why English is fun." So this introduces, that concludes. Beautifully said. Now let's talk about time expressions. We can use this with time. For example, "this morning," "this week," "this year." These refer to the current time period. Exactly. Now, what about that? We can say that day, that year, and these usually refer to the past. Now, imagine you are telling a story. You say, "So this guy comes up to me and says," but the story happened yesterday. Yes, that is called the storytelling present. It makes the story feel more alive and dramatic. Now let's correct some common mistakes. I will say the wrong sentence, you correct it. Ready? "These is my shoes." Wrong. Correct sentence, "These are my shoes." Good. "That are my parents." Wrong. Correct sentence, "Those are my parents." Perfect. "This apples are sweet." Wrong. "These apples are sweet." Excellent. Here's something important. With this and that, we use is. With these and those, we use are. Now let's talk about emotional reactions. Imagine someone sends you a long message. You read it and say, "What is this?" That can sound annoyed. But if you say, "I love this," that sounds positive and connected. Yes, small words, big emotions. Now, I want you to look around your room and find one object near you and say, "This is my." Now, look at something far away and say, "That is my." Then find two things near you. "These are my." And two things far away. "Those are my." Practice out loud. Don't just listen, because speaking helps your brain remember. Now, before we finish, let's review everything quickly. This equals one thing near. That equals one thing far. These equals many things near. Those equals many things far. But remember the deeper meaning too. This can show emotional closeness. That can show emotional distance. These can refer to a current group. Those can refer to past memories. Exactly. Now it's your turn. Write in the comments, "This is my," and "Those are my." Complete the sentences with something from your life. Practice makes progress, and don't be afraid of small words, because small words create big confidence in English. If today's episode helped you understand these important words, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel for more easy English conversations, and share this episode with someone who is learning English too, because learning together is always easier. Thank you for listening. Keep practicing, and remember, small steps today create big results tomorrow. See you in the next episode. Bye!